Washington President Trump was already revved up when he emerged from his limousine to visit NATO's new headquarters in Brussels last May. He had just met France's recently elected president, Emmanuel Macron, whom he greeted with a white-knuckle handshake and a complaint that Europeans do not pay their fair share of the alliance's costs. On the long walk through the NATO building's cathedral-like atrium, the president's anger grew. He looked at the polished floors and shimmering glass walls with a property developer's eye. "It's all glass," he said later. "One bomb could take it out." By the time he reached an outdoor plaza where he was to speak to the other NATO leaders, Mr. Trump was fuming, according to two aides who were with him that day. He was there to dedicate the building, but instead he took a shot at it. "I never asked once what the new NATO headquarters cost," Mr. Trump told the leaders, his voice thick with sarcasm. "I refuse to do that, but it is beautiful." His visceral reaction to the $1.2 billion building, more than anything else, colored his first encounter with the alliance, aides said. Nearly a year into his presidency, Mr. Trump remains an erratic, idiosyncratic leader on the global stage, an insurgent who attacks allies the United States has nurtured since World War II and who can seem more at home with America's adversaries. His Twitter posts, delivered without warning or consultation, often make a mockery of his administration's policies and subvert the messages his emissaries are trying to deliver abroad. Mr. Trump has pulled out of trade and climate change agreements and denounced the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran. He has broken with decades of American policy in the Middle East by recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And he has taunted Kim Jong-un of North Korea as short and fat, fanning fears of war on the peninsula. He has assiduously cultivated President Xi Jinping of China and avoided criticizing President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia, leaders of the two countries that his own national security strategy calls the greatest geopolitical threats to America. Above all, Mr. Trump has transformed the world's view of the United States from a reliable anchor of the liberal, rules-based international order into something more inward-looking and unpredictable. That is a seminal change from the role the country has played for 70 years, under presidents from both parties, and it has lasting implications for how other countries chart their futures. Mr. Trump's unorthodox approach has moved a lot of us out of our comfort zone, me included, the National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, said in an interview. A three-star Army general who served in Iraq and Afghanistan and wrote a well-regarded book about the White House's strategic failure in Vietnam, General McMaster defined Trump foreign policy as pragmatic realism rather than isolationism. The consensus view has been that engagement overseas is an unmitigated good, regardless of the circumstances, General McMaster said. But there are problems that are maybe both intractable and of marginal interest to the American people, that do not justify investments of blood and treasure.